All right, so we got Morathi, Dommy, Druchii, Mommy. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the most diabolical title I've ever read in my life. Y'all gonna love this video. This is just full of lust already.
You know what phrase indicates that you're a weak, feeble human being? I can fix her. That right there, that's the kind of attitude that shows you're a coward.
Boy, no. See, listen, I'm not gonna judge nobody because guess what? I'm a man, and I've definitely, yo, PancreasNoWork. Yo, let's not act like you've never looked at a girl and was like, I could definitely fix her. Like, bro, you definitely did that before. Yo, so listen, I'm a man. I'm a young man, by the way. I'm not an unk like a lot of y'all. Listen, I'm a young man, and I'm gonna just keep it real for what it is, y'all. I have looked at a girl that was like really just she's a school threat. I'm talking about, bro, she's just a menace to society. She's toxic. My bad. She's boxic. And I'm like, you know what, man? Man, I think I can fix her. No Bob the Builder, but I think I can fix her. I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't.
Some Reddit tier le gentleman crap is what it is. You're really gonna go up to a dark elf lady and go, yeah, I can fix.
Yeah, I can. What, you down my skills? Bro, I'm a top tier handyman. I can fix anything. Yo. When there's fixing to be done, I'm doing the fixing. What are we talking about? Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm fixing her.
That? No, you aren't. You're not fixing anything today. And what we're not fixing today for this video is Morathi, the mother of the Druchii, mother of Malekith, evil sorceress older than almost everyone else in the setting, and tall hot lady. Very tall hot lady. She's been a Slanesh cultist, a faction leader, a goddess.
Done. GG's. Slanesh, bro, man, that's Slanesh strongest warrior right there, yo, behind Fulgrim.
And more. And overall, she's a pretty horrible person in pretty much every way you can imagine. And you know what the right attitude to take when discussing her is? It's not, I can fix her. That is not why I'm here today. The attitude I'm bringing to the table now is simple. I'm going to talk about Morathi, her lore, her tabletop, and how she can make me worse. You hear me loud and clear out there, everyone? I'm not here to discuss why she's a horrible person. I'm here to get stepped on. Sit down, shut up, and listen to the worst lore video you're ever going to watch in your life, because I'm down bad and I'm not getting better about it.
You're done. Hey, yo, somebody add PancreasNoWork. That's capital PancreasNoWork. Yo, add his name on the list, the down bad list. Yes. Yep. Add him to the list right now. Yo, if this video gets too out of hand, y'all, because I feel like we've never seen PancreasNoWork like at his lowest. We've never seen him at like his lowest, just state of mind. If he gets there, y'all, we might have to stop the video just to spare him.
But before we start, though, imagine this. Let's say you are a dark elf after some invasion or other. You serve Morathi well, and now you've got some downtime to kill. You want to take some time to feel good after a successful raid. You know the perfect way to de-stress? Adam and Eve, the sponsor of today's video. Let's be upfront about what you're getting here. Adam and Eve make adult toys.
Boy,
Old that she was alive when the elves were all one faction, and the Great Catastrophe hadn't occurred yet, meaning the elves' existence up to now had been chilling out on Ulthuan and nothing else. No demons, no millennia-long civil war, they weren't even aware of the dwarfs yet. She did, however, have two things to set her apart. She was beautiful beyond compare even back then, and since she was 11 years old, she kept receiving visions of worldwide doom and destruction. For whatever reason, she could foresee the Old One's gates at the poles erupting into chaos demons. No one believed her, though, despite the fact she did everything in her power to convince the elves of the coming danger. In her mind, it was because she thought the elves were so content and complacent in their paradise world the old ones were creating for them that they just couldn't comprehend things going so wrong. Personally, I think it's just because her only argument was to go look how hot I am to convince people that the world was ending. When your best defense against a counter-argument is to go look how great my tits are, you probably aren't winning the hearts and minds of the people. At least not in the way you want. Well, turns out she was absolutely right, because those gates exploded and demons were everywhere. Old ones peace out, lizardmen go into full panic mode and wage a world war to stop them, and the elves for their part also tried to fight with much less initial success. About the only fellas doing anything with any amount of success were Kaled or Dragon Tamer, a wizard so powerful he could give Teclis a run for his money, and an Aryan. An Aryan in particular is important because he had just lost his wife and kids to chaos. His kids lived as it turns out, but he didn't know that, and in his grief he and Morathi comforted each other in the dark times of the Great.
Oh boy, man. I feel bad for him, man. I can already see where this about to go. Yo, this man PancreasNoWork just said that him and a freaky frog and a freaky girl was comforting each other, y'all. Man, bro, bro. he was doing all types of moves on her, bro. This man was doing all types of moves on her, bro. Diabolical work. Brother, oh my goodness. I know, yo. He was hitting that thing, bro, from when the sun was up to when the sun was down. He was going absolutely diabolical on her, bro. Every time.
Catastrophe, by which I of course mean absolutely ball-busting sex. She also brewed them sleeping potions because the Great Catastrophe was a sort of thing that gave everyone PTSD before the trauma was even finished, which is actually kinda heartwarming. All was not well for the couple, however, in case the fact that it only came about because Anarian was grieving over the received death of his family didn't clue you in. Morathi, for her part, did come to truly love Anarian. Anarian, however, was, shall we say, a bit more reserved on that front. He had a number of reservations about her, even disregarding that, chiefly among them being he felt she was looking into their chaotic enemies just a wee bit too closely. He acknowledged that she was hot as all hell, but unlike almost everyone else alive at this point, that's about all he cared to say on the matter. He wasn't hypnotized by her beauty, he just kinda acknowledged it. The same could be said for the temper she had. Anarian was the sort of guy who fought a dozen greater demons before it was noon, so Morathi's status as a sorceress who would occasionally fly into a blinding rage was at most slightly concerning as far as his safety went. That's part of what drew her towards him, since he was the only one who wouldn't leave the room as soon as possible when she started throwing a magical hissy fit. Despite everything she had going for her though, there was a little issue of her being a bit too interested in dark magic like I said, and Anarian's true love was his previous wife Asteriel. Morathi was really just a shoulder for him to cry on, and you know how the rest of that saying goes, I'm sure.
Oh, side chick material. Side chick materials. So he only hit her, yo, okay, alright. So boom, here's the game, y'all. He only hit her up whenever he wanted some. Babe, you were on the side. Like, you know, like, you listen, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Now, I didn't even know that, like, Warhammer was basically playing the same thing as, like, because obviously, y'all know me, bro. I don't really be out in the field like that. I don't be, like, you know, be dibbling and dabbling, like, with women and stuff like that, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna just keep it real. I'm young. I want no stress, but at the same time, I'm a man. So, like, sometimes I do want a girl. It's like a weird balance. I don't know, yo. Whatever God got for me, whatever God got for me, for real. Listen. I'm gonna keep it real. Yo, she's not playing her role. If you're the side chick, you supposed to play your role. When he hits you up, whatever, y'all do whatever, boom, boom, boom. Yo, don't catch no feelings. What is he doing?
Towards the end, he realized that Morathi was ultimately an enemy of everything he knew and loved. He nearly struck her down when he left her for the final time, and it was a very nearly thing. The only true
Yeah, you know what's so crazy? Yo, he really had love for her. He was telling her everything, bro. Man, yo, he was so whipped, bro, by her parts. Bro, man, he could have gave her the Krabby Patty secret formula. For real.
Positive he felt came out of their relationship was their son Malekith, and whoo boy, isn't that a loaded sentence. What also didn't help matters was that Kalidor, Anarian's best buddy, also didn't trust Morathi in the slightest, and was very clear about his stance on the matter. As he was leaving for his final battle, Morathi told Anarian that she loved him, but he didn't reply. Do keep this moment in mind, because it's probably the last time Morathi is sympathetic in a way that isn't just pathetic. After he plopped the Sword of Cain back in its altar and cursed his bloodline forever, she looked all across Ulthuan for him, but on account of him being dead, never found Anarian. After that whole business with the world nearly ending was concluded, Morathi proved every single person who thought ill of her right by founding the cults of pleasure. She also tried to subtly guide her son Malekith towards the Phoenix Throne because she figured she might as well hedge her bets with being in charge of everyone. She gifted him nice things like a fancy boat and helped him along in his quests, and when Malekith was turned down in favor of Belshazzar becoming the Phoenix King, she was more upset about the matter than he was. She plotted all the while, and things came to a head when Malekith returned from his ventures across the world and was put in charge of dealing with the cults of pleasure. This ended up being a bit awkward when Malekith started purging the cults of pleasure, and one fateful day found out that his mother was the one in charge of them. Malekith debated killing Mommy Dearest then and there, but she promised him the full support of the pleasure cults and giving him the Phoenix Throne in exchange for her life.
Wait, bro, so he was about to... Wait a minute. So he was about to kill his own mama? Dang. He said, yo, I want the kingdom or mine. You're done. Wow. I mean, yo, W mom for actually, like, you know, I mean, whenever he got rejected for, like, the part or whatever, I mean, she was about to crash out. And then he was about to crash out on her. Like that's ridiculous.
After a few days of fierce fighting and deliberation, he decided he'd side with her. Unfortunately, for all the cunning and brilliance those two have by modern Warhammer fantasy, it would appear all of that was gained over the course of the 1,000 years they've been alive and away from Ulthuan. Because their initial plan to put Malekith on the Phoenix throne was taken straight from the playbook of a 12-year-old playing Among Us. Malekith assembled the elven princes and loudly announced that Belshazzar was a traitor and member of the pleasure cults. And the evidence he and Morathi had for this brilliant scheme? Trust me, bro, I'm Malekith. To the shock of no one but Malekith and Morathi, no one believed him. So they went for Plan B, which involved Malekith walking into the flame of Assyrian and killing all the princes. Malekith was deep-fried, a lot of the High Elf princes died, and Morathi dragged her crispy bacon son to relative safety. For a little while, they waged war against the Loyalist Elves, and when it looked like they were losing, she tried to undo the magical vortex. It worked, and then when that unleashed all the elves trapped inside of the vortex, it unworked. Morathi got a rogue blacksmith of all to make Malekith his discount Darth Vader armor, and then they fled to Nagaroth. Now, Morathi's activities between then and the 10,000 years later of modern
Bro, you got this. This mother and son is terrorizing everybody.
Warhammer fantasy are varied, but also pretty much the same thing every time. The specifics change, but overall she fell into a pretty predictable pattern. Her and Malekith would plot against each other, it wouldn't work, they'd kind of make up, and then invade Ulthuan. Imagine that, but stretch it out over a 10,000 year period, and that's about what she got up to. One time she killed a love interest Malekith had because she was afraid she would make Malekith a nicer person all around, and he wasn't happy with that one in particular. She also dueled Teclis during the most brutal of the Dark Elf invasions at the Battle of Finneval Plain on Ulthuan, but despite her being a monstrous mage from prehistory, Teclis is Teclis and therefore won by default. As we know from the novel Sons of Valyrian, at one point she talked to Caelador again, and they had a nice pissing contest where Morathi called him a frail shadow of his former self. To be fair to her, he did look like a skeleton when they were talking, so I don't blame her for thinking that. She told him one of the reasons she wanted to destroy the world with the Vortex was because Caelador didn't want it destroyed, which is petty beyond mortal comprehension.
Yo, I was about to say, bro, that is some that's something that like a bitter BM would do. Like what?
This was then eventually followed by Caelador revealing he's not actually a desiccated corpse of an elf, but still firmly in his prime, and Morathi was sent packing. Officially, she's one of the chief priestesses of Cain, presiding over his cult. She uses her status as the chief hag priestess to bathe in a cauldron of blood, which keeps her youthful appearance because of magical reasons that probably make sense if you're a dark elf. Unofficially, at least in older lore...
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Yo, you know me, man. Like, if I was in Warhammer, bro, and I seen her... Yo, I don't care if she told me that she was like 54 in Warhammer years. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm getting the digits, bro. I'm getting the digits. Yo, I'm doing what I can with that, for real, bro. I don't care if she was like 60 in Warhammer years. It is what it is.
She's also back on the grind of being the head of the pleasure cults as well, which she reformed into the Dark Elves' land. Elves in fantasy aren't like the Eldar in 40k, and there's nothing stopping them from worshipping Slaanesh aside from it being a bad idea in general. Sure, Slaanesh does still prefer elven souls above all others, but she doesn't instantly consume them like over in 40k. She would frequently be seen surrounded by demonettes at parties, and those parties usually had a 100% mortality rate for people who weren't named Morathi. In newer lore, she was retconned to being an important figure in the worship of the elven goddess Atharti, their own goddess of pleasure. This is because GW started treating the elves like the Eldar and decided they're all horrified of Slaanesh in the exact same way. She's also a firm worshipper of the goddess Akarti, Atharti's sister and the goddess of dark magic. This is both because she's a sorceress and naturally wants to get that sweet god magic, and because the two divine sisters don't like each other and like to snipe each other's followers. It's equal part worship and hedging her bets.
Yo, why did I think that like family in Warhammer was like this sacred, just, you know, oh, like they're all gonna protect each other and slide for each other? No, there's none of that, bro. It's like betrayal. I hate you. I can't wait to get you out of here, bro. You even got the sons trying to take out the mothers. Like, that's ridiculous.
Another difference between the old lore and new lore is that whole business with Malekith. You know the business, the mother of all Oedipus complex's business. That was moved away from as time went on in fantasy. Whether or not you choose to believe the older or newer lore on exactly how close Morathi and her son were is up to you, but I choose to believe the newer lore because it makes it
Boy, you better not. Yo. Man, come on. Yo. What business is he talking about? He's not. Yo, wait. Please tell me he's not saying what I think he's saying. Please. I know this is Warhammer, bro. Give me a break. There's no way.
That's gross when I say that I want to drown between Morathi's legs. I have accepted that I am.
Hey, Hey, Pancreas, you're done. Hey, add him to the other list. Add him to the other list right now. Add him to the other list. You doing it? Okay, bet. All right, I got you. All right, yeah. Yeah, he's done. Yo, I want cops around his location immediately, bro. Yo, I want this man in the straitjacket for 21 out of the 24 hours. No lie. This man is diabolical.
Not getting full monetization on this video. As a
Sure. Yes, we is. Yes, we is. Hey. Some gonna I'll mute everything. What? Hey, we gonna get monetization.
general rule of thumb, Morathi's responsible for all aspects of Dark Elf culture that Malekith isn't, and she probably had a hand in those too. For instance, while Malekith instituted Cain as their chief god, Morathi is the leader of the cult of Cain and thus the one who handles the specifics. It makes it very fun when they decide they want the other dead, because one of them is the undisputed king and the other one is the one who people have to most often directly deal with. Usually it involves every assassin one sends after the other horribly dead, and a stern talking to from Malekith to Morathi that she better cut the crap. She does for a few dozen years, then tries to kill him again. Sometimes she gets exiled, and then she comes back. Repeat ad nauseum. Despite her maybe not Slaanesh worship, she has acted against the Chaos worshippers to the north of the Dark Elves territory. She seduced them to her side, fought them tooth and nail, and generally is as much a pain in their ass as she is for the High Elves. There was one instance where she built them a massive palace of their own and gifted them absurd amounts of wealth to convince them to pledge loyalty to her and Malekith. If you're mostly a 40k fan and think it sounds odd that Chaos followers would work with non-Chaos folk, remember that the Norskins as often as not just want to survive, and any source of glory is good enough for them. Serving the Dark Elves in battle will get Khorne as blood and skulls just as well as fighting for only Khorne, and Morathi knows damn well that's the case. Compared to Malekith, she's a lot sneakier with her schemes like this, willing to do more than bash people's brains in to get what she wants. That's not to say that Malekith can't be cunning, or Morathi can't use brute force when need be, they've just got their preferences for how to get things done. And the last thing before we move on to the end times is one final difference between older lore and newer lore. Much like her, relationship with her son has changed, so has her general mentality. And I mean that very literally, because as Warhammer reached its 8th edition, she was given dementia. She occasionally thinks she's still in an Aryan's time and will look for her husband desperately, and it's just sad. And in the end times, it only gets worse. Elven Civil War.
She's still looking for her husband? You don't say. I wonder, by any chance, does anybody know what her husband looks like? I don't know. I just, Halloween's coming up, and I just want to just, I kind of want to be him for Halloween, Like, I just wanted to know, how he looks and stuff like that,
Comes to a head, and when Tyrion pulls the Sword of Cain, she goes fully insane and thinks he's an Aryan reborn. As Teclis is trying to bind the winds of magic to the incarnates, Morathi also is the one who really screws the pooch on that and messes up that ritual. She once again completely unbinds the vortex and dooms Ulthuan, and takes down a number of the mages trapped inside who were keeping it going. Good old Caelador Dragon Tamer gets the last laugh though, because as Slaanesh begins to enter the material plane, he gives Morathi one final middle finger. As the ritual was coming to an abrupt end, Morathi tried to flee on account of not wanting to get Slaaneshed. Then Caelador comes in with the people's elbow and drags Morathi into Slaanesh's maw with him. No, he didn't actually use a wrestling move, but come on, tell me the mental image doesn't make it better. And at least as far as I'm concerned, that's the most important bit of Morathi in the end times. She pushed Tyrion to be even crazier, and she got killed. In terms of what she actually did, not much. But in terms of the ramifications, I can comfortably say she ruined almost everything. Oh, she was also revealed to be the mortal incarnation of Hecate. You would think that would mean something, but much like almost every plot point in the end times, it doesn't. But we're not done with the Dommy Druchii mommy yet, because she comes back in Age of Sigmar. Somehow Morathi returns in Olgu, the realm of shadow. For a while she was alone with nothing but beings of pure shadow she created with her magic, until eventually she found Malekith, who I will not refer to as Malarian because I simply do not care for the name change. Unlike her, Malekith was now a true god, as were Tyrion and Teclis. Rather understandably, this made her a bit upset. Not that she really deserves godhood, but I get the frustration. She did however have one thing going for her, the key to accessing Slaanesh to steal away the devoured elven souls in her stomach. She may not be a god, but she's still got some leverage, and more to the point, a reason for the other three elven deities not to just end her life. They split the souls amongst themselves to try and recreate the elves of old with, and naturally Morathi dicked around with the ritual to ensure she got slightly more than the others did. Coupled with this was her getting quite the lucky break when she came into contact with Cain's heart, and she did not let that gift go to waste. She assembled together—
Wait, that was bro's heart? It was a heart made of steel? Wait, that was actually his heart? Wow. Okay.
They're the Daughters of Cain faction, dedicated to restoring Cain to his former glory via worship of the dead god. Once again, however, she was being the sneakiest git in the mortal realm.
Hey, her thighs are thick. I will say that. My goodness, her thighs are thick. Wowzers. Okay.
Realms because she was siphoning the power that would otherwise resurrect him into herself. That's not all she did though, of course. She tried to seduce the other gods and get into their good graces because hey, she's still hot as hell and it always worked before. Unfortunately for her, the only choices as far as gods go weren't great, so she never had much success. There's Tyrion and Teclis, who hate her, Malekith, who only hates her slightly less than he used to, Sigmar, who couldn't care less about Morathi
Yo, Sigmar, he's so drippy, it's crazy, bro. I wish I had his fashion sense, literally.
if he tried, Alariel, who also hates her and would probably have her crucified on magical branches, the dwarf gods, who almost certainly also hate her for what she did to their kin in the old world, Gorkamorka, who you cannot seduce because he's the orc god and probably doesn't even understand sex, and last but not least, Nagash. She tried to seduce Nagash. Nagash, who is A, a skeleton, and B, taller than a wraith knight. Not only did this not work, because of course it didn't, Nagash backhanded her so goddamned hard that her true form as a monstrous half-snake creature was revealed. After this, she was forced to contend with the fact that in Age of Sigmar, she can no longer sleep her way to power and
Wait, so she got pimp slapped so hard that like, yo, she kind of turned into like Two-Face a little bit. You ever seen like one of those cartoons or video games where like somebody get like attacked or like smacked so hard that like, and then yo, they look at the person that smacked them and like half of their faces is like just GG's, like
influence. For a while, she was being pretty low-key with everything, quietly siphoning power meant for Cain, but one day she decided she would act decisively. She dealt with the Idonit to get a lantern from them that would allow her to enter Slaanesh again, which incidentally, they stole from Teclis when they ran away from him. She entered Slaanesh not just to get more souls, but specifically to steal the power of the previous Phoenix King Slaanesh had inside of her. Each of them had a bit of Assyrian's power within them, which coincidentally also means that Malekith being the one true Phoenix King has been retconned. Thank God. When she reached the last and first one, Anarion, she paused. Even after countless eons and the end of the world, she still held some small bit of love for him. But do you remember how he didn't say he loved her back at the end? Absence did not make his heart grow fonder, and he cut her soul in two. Because of this, Morathi's attempted godhood both did and...
Yo, that's one thing about women, bro. One thing about women is, bro, yo, if a woman loves you, bro, like I'm talking about, like, if a woman genuinely loves you, bro, you can like, and I'm not saying y'all do this, but I'm just putting y'all on game. I've seen this in real life. When a woman loves you, bro, you can say like the most diabolical thing to her and she'll still return. And I'm not saying this is like a flex or nothing. I've just seen this in my real life where a girl loved the dude so much that he could be just downright disrespectful to her face. I hate you, da 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 da, and she will feel every little bit of that. Cause if a girl really don't like you like that, and you was just like a little toy to her, or whatever, she don't care. She's not even gonna respond. She'll just like turn her back on you. But like, bro, if a woman really liked you, bro, she's gonna endure that disrespect. She's gonna endure you cheating on her. She's gonna endure. Y'all, I promise you. Like, I've never done this before to a woman before or nothing like that, y'all. Like I said, man, I ain't Michael B. Jordan. I'm not Brad Pitt. I don't got girls. Yo, but listen, I've seen this happen in my real life, bro. Where I've seen women, bro, who stuck around, bro, with dudes who disrespect. I'm talking about, bro, belittle, bro. I'm talking about, bro, dudes who belittle them and they still stuck around. I'm talking about dudes who cheated on them, bro. Dudes who just downright despicable, just cheated on you and don't have no remorse. Yo, y'all ever see like those guys, bro, who cheat on their girls and like, yo, they can find out and he don't care? Bro, I've seen that happen, bro, where a dude cheated on this girl that I knew, whatever, she still stuck around. I told you, bro. And that's how it is, y'all. For real. That's how it is nowadays, bro. In the world that we live in now, bro, I'm not going to say all women are like that, but some women, bro, who genuinely have love for some of these dudes will do them wrong and they going to roll with it. They going to run with the punches. I mean, it's crazy, boy.
Didn't work. On the plus side, she was now a full goddess. Good for her. On the downside, there's a whole lot of crap she has to deal with now because of it. The first thing she did upon reaching godhood was annexing the city of Anvilgard from under Sigmar's nose. She had the excuse of the fact it was going to be crushed by orcs and a rampaging destruction god without her intervention, but this coupled with the fact she's now a full god means Sigmar and the rest are going to be watching her like a hawk. And now instead of being able to choose between looking like the hottest elf ever or the hottest snake monster ever, she's now one being with two bodies. The elf version is Morathi Kane, and the snake lady is now the Shadow Queen. The Shadow Queen seems to have gotten a bit more of Kane's influence than she would have liked. The god Kragnos whooped her ass during the whole Anvilgard business, and she's on the warpath to rematch him, in spite of the fact she'll probably still get bodied.
I think, yeah, she's still gonna get the beats. Like, I can't lie to you. She will lose again.
Morathi is having issues reining her in. It's looking more and more likely that the Shadow Queen half of Morathi is going to be causing some diplomatic issues in the future. And despite now becoming a proper god, Sigmar still deems her beneath his notice, which pisses her off to no end. Instead of dealing with her himself, he sent the Celestin Prime to do it. She wasn't happy with the implication of still not being worth his time, but they disappeared into a room for a while, and when they came out, Morathi was allowed to have Anvilgard in exchange for all the Stormcast.
You heard what he said. Yo, they didn't do no fighting. They didn't do no fighting. Yo, she said, yo, come in the room with me, yo. Yo, 30 minutes went by. An hour went by. 2 hours went by. They came out. Man, yo, bro, he came out sweating. He came out sweating like he just played a game of 21 against LeBron. He came out sweating. So she was like, all right, so we got a deal? He said, yeah, we got a deal. Bro, hey, he wiping his forehead like these. He patting his chest. He trying to catch his breath. He's like, yo, yeah. Yeah, we got a deal. Yeah, whatever you want, you can have it. Yeah. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Within the city. She renamed the city Har Kuran and is contending with the fact that everyone inside it.
Man, he gave her the keys to the city. He gave her the keys to the city. She renaming streets and everything.
It would rather her not be in charge. Interestingly enough, the dwarf god Grungni of all people told the Celestin Prime to just let her have the damn city. Like I said before, never would have thought he cared for her in the slightest. Maybe she should have tried her luck getting into his pants. The problems don't end there either. Her daughters of Cain are having a bit of a religious schism at the moment, with many of them being appalled and angry over the fact Morathi lied about their whole religion. Or rather, the fact that she lied about using the power she was stealing to resurrect Cain. The divide between those loyal to her and those who aren't is becoming more and more divisive as time goes on. She also had a nice little chat with Malekith, who criticized her for blundering into godhood in a way that managed to piss off pretty much every faction in the setting. She told him he couldn't talk down to her and cut off his fingers, but he's made of shadow, so it didn't really do much to him. When she told him about Tyrion moving against him, Malekith informed her he was well aware and was taking steps to counter the god of Hysh, which impressed her a bit and made her regard her son just a little bit more fondly. Not much, but hey, they aren't trying to kill each other anymore and they're sort of working together, so it's an improvement from fantasy. She leaves the conversation by going to crush a revolt against her in Anvilgard and basking in the glory of her newfound divinity. Oh, when Nagash attacked her with Night Haunt because he thinks the soul she used to ascend to godhood belonged to him. But that's a non-statement. That's his standard operating procedure. Me telling you Nagash is complaining about people not handing their souls to him is the same as me telling you water is wet. I'm assuming you knew that already. Now looking back on the script, I'm worried I might have taken the piss out of Morathi just a bit too much. And to be fair, she failed to successfully put Malekith on the throne of Ulthuan, failed to retake Ulthuan over the course of 10,000 years, wasn't even a god like almost every other returning elf character in AOS, and when she did finally become a god, it was in possibly the most offensive way she could have done it. So let's just clear the water on this. Morathi is monstrously competent and monstrously dangerous. She is one of the strongest mages in all of Warhammer, only really being beaten out by the Slann, Teclis, and Nagash. Her being basically immortal in fantasy, and now actually immortal in AOS, means that she can spend centuries plotting for a single thing, and almost no one will see it coming until they have to deal with the aftermath of it. She consorts with chaos and has always gotten away with it, and quite frankly, that's probably the ultimate testament to how capable and frightening she can be. Slaanesh demons, especially out of every demon out there, will do their best to make sure you regret dealing with them.
Yo, listen, here's what I'll say about this, right? I think we're in like the what? Yeah, let me see. Yeah, we're in the last 10 minutes of this. Let me say this real quick. I let Pan go off for a little bit. Let me talk my ish. Here's what I'll say about this, and y'all gotta understand something. Yo, these Slaanesh demons, bro. Yo, they're trying to make you feel something. Yo, them giving it up or whatever. Yo, even Fulgrim, bro. I can only imagine, bro. Him and Big Bubba, man, they're having the time of their lives. Yo, listen. These little Slaanesh demons or whatever, bro. Yo, they're giving it up. Yo, their whole job is to hinder you, bro. They're like demons in real life. Their whole job is to throw distractions at you and slow you down and keep you distracted, bro. Now here's my thing. If I was in Warhammer, y'all, let me break this down. You know, like get step up 3. We're gonna break this down. I'm gonna keep it real for what it is, bro. Like I'll keep it real. I would entertain it. I'll be like, oh, well, you know, I'll help you with whatever, you know, yeah, let's go in this room. Let's negotiate. Let's really, you know, let's see what you really want. Like I would entertain her for a little bit, bro, but I would never, come on, man. Like I never put the ring on her finger. Like she's not, come on, man. But listen, let's keep it real for what it is, bro. Even though she's not as, I don't want to say she's not strong, but even though she's not like strong in the sense of like, oh, she's just dominant and she could just take over and stuff like that, yo, she's not no weakling. She's not a weakling. So I'm not gonna like, you know, like look over her or whatever, because she can definitely put me in my place. I mean, would I love that? I mean, maybe, you know, like I don't know. I mean, maybe I would live it, but like, I just gotta keep it real for what it is, bro. I would definitely, you know, entertain it. I would definitely, you know, have my way with it. But at the same time, you know, she's not nothing to be like walked over. You know, I really feel like she could really give me the beats. But at the same time, like I said before, you know, would I love it? Like, would I like that she, you know, that she beat up on me? Like, yeah. Listen, y'all been around girls before that's like, oh, you play too much. They give you like one of those little fake punches or whatever, or start wrestling with you, whatever. You play too much. They start like fake hitting you, whatever. Bro, those girls, yo, man, just know, yo, if a girl ever do that, first of all, let me give you like a little knowledge. And again, I'm not Michael B. Jordan. I'm not Brad Pitt. You know, I don't get girls. But let me just say this: if a girl ever do this to you, she stop. You play too much. Like you're so ugly. Like She starts like hitting you and stuff like that. Just know, bro, it's time. Okay, it's time to duel, bro. Yu-Gi-Oh style. It's time, bro. It's time to, you know, like it's game time, bro. This is when you gotta whip out. Yo, you can play the long game or the short game. You can do the LeBron Classic or you can do the Tracy McGrady. You know, whatever you know your style is, bro. You gotta work out. Yo, you gotta have your best game, bro. This is game time, bro. Whenever that girl, she oh my god, you play too much. She start punching you, wrestling with you, whatever. It's showtime, bro. This is where all of the training has been built up for. This is like the virtual of like, yo, like just know like I'm ready for you type ish. That's basically what she's saying. Like, you play too much, punch you in your arm and everything like that. That means I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. It's game time. Just know I'm putting you guys on real game, okay? Literally.
Morathi has never had to face those consequences.
Listen. All the older people, all the OGs that are watching me right now, all the old timers, all the unks that are watching me right now, they know what I'm talking about. I got quite a lot of older people who watch me. Shout out to you guys, by the way. Shout out to all the unks out there. Yo, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When she does the, I'ma punch you. When she does one of those, it's over. She likes you. It's over, bro. It's game time. It's showtime. It's time to duel. It's time to duel. Like, what are we talking about?
Unless your name is Aletha Nar, you would do well to be deathly afraid of what this woman can do, because she can either have a network of spies spanning the entire world blackbag you, or send your very soul to the depths of hell herself. To reinforce this, let's look at how monstrous this elf can be in Age of Sigmar. For lore positives of Morathi, she's a cunning sorceress who's held her ground for 10,000 years in Warhammer fantasy and managed to survive being eaten by Slaanesh. She's crawled her way to godhood inch by agonizing inch and hasn't let anything stand in her way.
He said that she inch by inch, right? Okay, just taking notes.
If you want a character that not only has the strength of will to face the most daunting of challenges, but the cunning and power to do so in a variety of ways, you want her. She's of course also a pick for you if you want a faction leader to be in your army. She founded and leads the Daughters of Cain, and more to the point, she's a goddess now, which is another thing going for her from a lore standpoint. It leads into a couple positives actually. She's shown growth in ways beyond just character growth. Seeing a character grow and change is always nice, but failing that, seeing them grow physically can be just as cool, and there's no upgrade quite like reaching divinity. If you like returning characters from Warhammer Fantasy, she's of course an ideal pick, with the added bonus that her army is largely also made up of returning Warhammer Fantasy models. Or at the least, it's inspired by the Witch Elves from Fantasy for the newer models it has. And finally, for lore positives, attractive dark elf lady who will crush your testicles. I told you I was here for her to make me worse, didn't I? And let me just counter a few of the arguments I can see coming.
Yeah, bro. All you, yeah. I know some of y'all like that. You know, y'all like the when girls beat up on y'all, and I'm not here to shame anybody. You know, that's what you like. That's what you like. You know, but I know some of y'all like that. You know, yeah, I know.
That statement. She's a monster. Ad hominem. She's a dark elf. They're inherently evil. Hasty generalization. She'll just torture you to death. You don't know what I'm into. As for tabletop positives,
PancreasNoWork, you're done. You're here, you're hereby disqualified from life. You're done, yo. Hey, somebody get PancreasNoWork into a ship and ship him off to a different planet. He's done. He's done.
She's good at everything, because remember, she's both a snake monster and a sexy lady. Her elf form, Morathi Kane, is quite the spellcaster. She can cast 3 spells a turn and unbind 2, and automatically knows the lore of Shadow. She also has the spell Black Horror of Olgu, which is a nice way to get some easy mortal wounds. With a 4-up save and 6 wounds, she's not exactly the tankiest around, but we'll get to why that isn't so bad shortly. She can have any Daughters of Cain unit fight for free. She's treated as a general even if she's not your general, and all units trying to hit her automatically subtract 1 from their roll because of how hot she is. But you don't just get Morathi the Mage out of taking her, you also get Morathi the Shadow Queen out of the deal. It used to be that you could choose to have her transform, or depending on how many wounds she's taken, she'd lose control and do it, but now you take both of her forms at once since her ascendancy to godhood split her soul in half. Whereas Morathi Kane fights by casting spells, the Shadow Queen's role on the battlefield is to fuck your opponent in the mouth, at twice the number of wounds.
I've never said that before. PancreasNoWork, if you said it again, yo, we might have to end the video. Yo, are you really trying to like fully demonetize the video? Yo, PancreasNoWork, you're done. Hey. I want FBI, CIA, whatever around this gentleman's house, bro. He's done. I've never in my life ever heard PancreasNoWork say that before, ever. PancreasNoWork, yo, you woke up, yo. I don't know if you took, 2 5-hour energies before this video. I don't know if you popped like 5 Viagras before making this video, bro. You need to calm down, bro. You need to calm down, for real.
She's much tankier, but the most standout rules in this department are the 2 bodies, 1 soul, and Iron Heart of Cain rules. Any wounds Morathi takes are instead allocated to the Shadow Queen, and the Shadow Queen cannot take more than 3 wounds per turn. If an ability would kill either of them outright, the Shadow Queen just takes an automatic 3 wounds and that's it. While the Shadow Queen can't heal, she arguably doesn't need it. Throw her into the middle of the enemy's army. It's probably not gonna matter until turn 4 at the least. This pairs nicely with how absurdly powerful the Shadow Queen is in melee. Morathi in melee is okay, but nothing to write home about. The Shadow Queen can dish out dozens of wounds a turn, and she lets some of the Daughters of Cain more monstrous units fight better with a +1 to their attack stat. To top it off, she can fly, and until her stat line starts degrading, has 14 inches of movement. There is nowhere safe from her. Use her to take out archers and artillery, throw her at a fragile mage casting spells, or just walk her into something 3 times her size and have her send it straight to hell. There are very few things on the tabletop that have a chance at stopping her, and even some of those aren't safe. If she gets into range of Archaon or Nagash, there's no telling who'll win. Even Gotrek isn't safe, although that's tabletop only, I'm sure. In universe, Morathi would graduate from goddess to dead goddess if they fought each other. But while they come as a kid and share a wound pool, they're separate units in the game, meaning you can have Morathi Kane on one end of the battlefield throwing spells around while the Shadow Queen mulches the other end. They're versatile in a way that no one else quite manages because of this, letting you pull off all kinds of tricks to get the upper hand. Very fitting for Morathi's character. And either way, her models are gorgeous. All half jokes about how attractive she is aside, Morathi Kane is the epitome of an evil sorceress as far as modeling goes, and the Shadow Queen is beautiful in the way only the most monstrous of models can be. As for her flaws though, she's got a few. Lore-wise, she's kind of been playing second fiddle in some way all her life. She was second fiddle to Anarian and Kalador.
Dang, she's like the Vegeta. Ooh.
Or second fiddle to Malekith, second fiddle to Malekith, Tyrion, and Teclis as gods in AOS.
I told y'all she was option number 2, bro. She was a side chick. She was a side chick, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. She was a side chick, bro. She was not, she was never the main girl. And it's okay, bro. Listen, we've all been like the second option or third option for a girl once in our life, without us even knowing sometimes and stuff like that. Bro, we've all been, left behind in the way. It's okay, bro. It happens, bro. We human. It's not like none of us is like Brad Pitt or Michael B. Jordan or something to where we were always the first pick or the first choice or whatever, bro. It happens. It is what it is. But man, I feel bad at that point, bro. She was always the side chick, bro. She never really was taken seriously. She was bro, she was only called up, for a certain reason. I mean, it is what it is. We're adults here. Like, well, yeah, I'm an adult. Yeah, I'm a young man. I'm an adult. But listen, that's not the point, yo. Man, listen. I just feel so bad for her, man.
She by no means accepts this as her
Like, she received nothing but booty calls. Like, that was the... Well, I know there's somebody who really loves me. Somebody who really loves me.
place in life and constantly strives for more, but you'll notice she has a lot of stumbling blocks in her way. Kind of makes her an underdog, which is appealing in its own way, but just keep everything in mind. She's also evil, just straight up a horrible person.
True.
As I said before, I have no issues with this, but I'm a simp for anyone with 2 X chromosomes and pointy ears.
Alright, that's it. Shout out to PancreasNoWork. That's it. I mean, we pretty much... Shout out to PancreasNoWork for the video, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. He's still gonna be talking. He's gonna be talking about her and stuff like that for like the rest of the 5 minutes. We're gonna end it off. This video is already long enough. Hope y'all have a good day. Yo, PancreasNoWork. If you ever let me find out. Bro. Like, you got a life-size like pillow of this girl. I've never heard this man talk like this ever before in his life. He was more down bad than me, y'all. And y'all say that I'm down bad in my videos, or y'all be calling me Slanesh Indy, King Slanesh. Y'all be calling me all type of just, whatever, right? Y'all like to throw my name around. Y'all like to, basically just rip apart my name and add some diabolical names to my name. Y'all be calling me Freaky Indy, King Freak. Y'all be calling me all types of stuff, right? Yo, let's for this one video, let's take a moment to like not even criticize. Let's take a moment to shame PancreasNoWork. I've never heard this man so horny before ever in my life. This man was diabolical in this video, bruh. Diabolical. We've never heard him like this, bro. This is crazy. We're gonna end it right here. This video is already long enough. I think this video is like what, 30-40 minutes maybe. I don't know. Comment down below. What do y'all think about this video, man? Shout out to the boy, PancreasNoWork again. And I'm going to see y'all later for next time out. Make sure y'all like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. And road to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Peace out.